So NAVA, that's the National Association of Voice Actors, has launched the Coalition for Fair Voices campaign. In the word fair, the letters A and I are capitalized for a reason. AI stands, as you know, for artificial intelligence. The campaign focuses on three aspects needed for the ethical use of AI: consent, compensation, and control. NAVA says consent, meaning actors should have the right to decide whether or not they want their voice used for any purpose, including AI. Compensation, meaning actors should be paid fairly for the use of their voice print and the licensing of their voice or likeness. And control, that means that once a synthetic voice is made, the actor should be ensured that it stays where it's supposed to stay and isn't used beyond the scope of any agreement made between the actor, AI company, and the end client. Now, part of the Fair Voices campaign includes a pledge from 5 of the most prominent online casting companies in voiceover, promising to never use voice actors' audio files for the creation and/or training of AI without their consent. The companies include Voices.com, Voice123, Bodalgo, Cast Voices, and VO Planet. I applaud NAVA for not just complaining about the threat of AI, but for trying to protect us from abuse. I also think it's great that they got some of the big players in the industry to agree to a pledge that on paper looks promising. Now notice that fAIr is missing, and so are companies like Adobe, Microsoft, Apple and Amazon, and these are the big players when it comes to AI. I see at least 2 more potential sticking points to this agreement. First, the interpretation of the word fair, as in fair compensation. Who determines what compensation is fair, and based on what? I honestly had to laugh out loud when I saw that Voices.com is now committed to fair compensation. They've been double and triple dipping for years and ripping voice talent off left and right while laughing all the way to the bank. Secondly, who's going to keep these companies accountable? If there's one thing we're good at in our line of work, it is paying lip service. Actions speak louder than words. Speaking of actions, Voices.com has finally updated their terms of service on May 10th. In it we find, and I quote, "For the avoidance of doubt, the license and waiver granted in this section 14D by talent in respect of talent content, such as auditions and demonstrations, will not permit Voices to use talent content to create, train or develop artificial intelligence technology, including to create synthetic or computer-generated voices based on the talent's natural voice, without talent's express written consent." You see, a little bit of pressure and a few people cancelling their memberships helps. So kudos to NAVA and to Voices.com. Fair is fair.